Hey everybody, it's your boy Borgia. So today we got something like 21 questions that we gotta answer, and I'm gonna do my best and give my opinion on that. So you gotta be able to know me more, a little bit, or know more about my life and everything. So let's go. My childhood was pretty good. Nothing fancy, nothing weird. The only thing that I can say is that I had a pretty nice childhood. My parents was good. We were something like middle class, so everything was okay. Like not too much poor or not super rich. So I can just say that I was cool though. About a question too, probably is gonna be like when I was something like 16. I guess I was at school and I had a couple of friends that was rapping and something like that, and they just asked me to join them and start making freestyle. So I think that was my first experience, and I like it so far. And since I tried it once, I never stopped making music. But at first, I started by rapping, and after that, I just continued by singing. I wasn't able to sing when I was a kid because I used to drink cold water, so my voice was sounding like trash. But right now, I think it's better. I pay more attention to everything I put in my body, like start with hot water and everything. But right now, yeah, I can say that definitely it's better. When I was a kid, something like that, I was listening to more of the music from the other side. What I call the other side is that everything that came from America, like Lil Wayne and everything, like Chris Brown and all those artists. Sorry, but right now that I'm old enough, I think that my influence is gonna be more like Afrobeat star, like star from Whiskey Davido and all this stuff. Um, because more than now or more than ever, like the music is more popular, so people understand more. And Africans, how can I say this? They become more connected with the culture, more connected with who we are and everything. So I think it's playing a big part in all of this. This one isn't so interesting because when I was a kid, I started drawing at first, and I remember that my dad like really did not like it, and he used to tell me, "This is what you're gonna do with your life. You're gonna be poor, young man." Because if I was born in something like in Paris or something like that, I'll be able to go to an art school or whatever and probably finish in something better, like probably making video games or stuff like that. But where I come from, this is you study or you go and you learn something. You start making money with your hands, and yeah, definitely. But that wasn't that supportive, so I was making my thing on the side and going to school at the same time. This is why I never took it like extremely seriously, and this is why I'm doing this late right now, because for me I think this labor is probably the perfect moment for me, because I'm gonna be 35 tomorrow, and yeah, but it's not a bad thing because if the story didn't went like this, I'd probably not be in Canada today. So I think I can just be grateful for that and just embrace the journey. This one is interesting because I remember when I was a kid growing up, one thing that I always wanted to do was acting. So if I wasn't singing or rapping or making music and stuff like that, probably I would take acting class. I can probably still take acting class right now if I still want to, but all I want to do right now is just deliver my message. I'll see later if I want to do something more or if I want to put other things in my basket. But right now, I'm just focused on one thing right now. This question is interesting because I remember when I was a kid, I was a big nerdy. I was the type of guy that was in love with all women, you know, try to make them fall in love with me, and that wasn't working, you know. I was looking kind of stupid, and but right now it's better because back then I decided to work on myself. So I was at school and I was looking at the guys, and the guys that was getting all the girls, and I was like, how the fuck they do, you know? And I started to analyze everything, and I was like, oh, okay, so they're like bad boys, huh? So I just decided to become one. Yeah. So yeah, I just did what I had to do, start going to the gym, start dressing better, start paying attention to my style and everything. And since then, everything changed. So I started to get more women than women. And after that, I just kind of become something like a bad guy. Had a lot of women. Yeah. But after that, I just started to pose it and go back to the normal. So right now, I can say that I'm in the middle. I'm not too kind anymore, and I'm not a bad guy anymore. So just try to be in the middle, you know. Yeah. This question kind of looked like the other one. I can say I'm in the middle. It just depends on the person that I have in front of me and the vibe that this person give me. If this person give me a vibe, a city girl vibe, I probably give a city boy vibe. You know what I'm saying? But it depends on the person that I have in front of me. So I would just adjust. Yeah. But you know, there's nothing I can say more about this. Most definitely, yeah, I can just say that that changed a lot because when people see you on social media or on stuff like that, they got a perception, and a lot of time perception is not reality, you know. And first they got perception, and after that they got expectations. So sometimes they come straight to the point because they want this, or sometimes they just want to have fun. They just want to know the character of the person, and you never know who is sincere. You never know who's there for the, like I say, good reasons. So you just really gotta pay attention to that. If you're a normal guy, yes, you gotta do it. But if you're making something special, you gotta be more careful. Like right now, I cannot say that I'm in a relationship. I can say that I'm kind of single, but I'm seeing people. We just gotta wait and see how it's gonna become, you know. So that's the only thing I can just answer to that. Never trust people too soon because you never know. Because let me give you an example. You meet a girl and she told you that she wanted a serious relationship, you know, and you say, yeah, me too, I want something serious. The problem is that she's gonna act based on what you said. So she's gonna show you the best version of herself, and if you don't really pay attention to all the small details, you're gonna get fooled. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just gotta stay focused and really pay attention to the small details, because people pretend to be what they're not. So, but you know, after that, everything's cool, and if you know how to play the game, you just be safe, you know. For the question of it, I can just say the dating scene is really different because this is two different words. In Africa, you see a girl, you can just go straight to her and be like, hey, I just like your vibe and everything. Can I have your phone number and everything's cool? But right here, you cannot do that. Like, you just gotta pay attention to like I said, every small details, because if you don't, she'll be like, oh no, harassment or stuff like that. So yeah, you just gotta have your eyes open, know exactly who you're dealing with, and after that everything can be cool. But the dynamic is really different, and the thing that just surprised me is that back then when I was in Africa, I didn't like what, girls in Africa, when they want something, they would just tell you like, oh, can you send me this amount of money? Can you send me this? And you can say yes, you can say no. The strategy here is not the same. They would just be like, I like you for who you are, I love you for who you are, and after that they have kids with you. And the most important thing is child support, divorce, and all this. So the most important thing is find the right person to just not get surprised later, because the wrong person, she can take everything away from you, like your kids, your money, and everything. We just see all this stuff with NBA players and rappers or singers all the time, and we're victim of the system. I am the victim of the system, and yeah, like I said, you just gotta pray for the right person. After that, you're cool. This question is so deep, man. Okay, what I think is that African men understand better the dynamic between men and women. And I'm not saying that I know everything. I probably can. I probably am wrong for that, but I think that we raise our kids right there, and we learn men how to be men. We teach women how to be women. Right here, this is in America. This is so intense that men are not men anymore, and women how can I say this? Women got more masculine energy. So you just gotta learn how to deal with it. Like, if you with it, that's cool. You can be the man who love masculine women. Me personally, I don't. I just like a woman who's more feminine, and like that's my preference though. I respect everybody's opinion, but like if you're happy like this, just do you. It's all about love. It's not more superficial, because it's superficial everywhere. You can find superficial women in Africa and in America. I think it's more complicated. Why? Because of the dynamic, because of the extreme feminism and everything. And yeah, that's one more time. That's my small opinion. I'm not saying that is anybody's opinion, but I think feminism is way too intense, and so intense that it don't allow men to be men anymore. Everything is toxic, everything is bad, everything is from a man's standpoint. So for me, that's really sad, because yeah, it is what it is. Like, you want to be equal to a man till the bills come. So that's what make it sad for me. I think that social media just destroy relationship today. Why? Because people think that they got so many options, man. They think that they got too many options. They think that they can replace you just like that. And everybody think that he's a star. Everybody think that, oh, I got so many options. So I don't want to make efforts to save my relationship or my marriage or whatever. And this is really sad, because nobody's trying anymore. And yeah, that's all I can say. But after that, you do you, you do what makes you happy. But that's my opinion about it, you know. The advice I can give a young immigrant is don't be in a relationship too soon, man. That's a trap. Especially if you got your papers in order, if you got everything, like just don't be in a relationship too soon. Because there's one thing that I want to explain to you. If you find the right woman for you or the perfect woman for you, man, you cool and you saved. But if you don't find the right one, she will just use you because um, um, because there's only one question that I can ask. If she was so perfect, why is she single till she met you? Why the guys in her country don't want to date her and she want to date you so bad? Just because, probably because she's not wifey material and she finds you and she be like, oh, you fresh, you new, you don't know anything about laws, you don't know anything about the country, so she'll present herself like a helper and she'll be like, yes, I'll be there for you. But she's not really there for you. She's there because probably all she wants is kid, and after that get child support from you. And after that, to take your kids away from you, she would try to probably um, um, portray you as a bad guy or try to present herself as a victim. You know, if you never experience things in life, you will never understand. But when you experience things in life, you can talk about things. So the only thing I can say to the young immigrant is that just take care of yourself. Choose wisely. Don't be naive. Don't be stupid. And don't get a woman pregnant if you don't really knows her. Because after that, she can be the worst enemy that you can have, you know. Because she got the government, she got the police, and she got everything. So she can even lie to you. She can lie on you and she can destroy your life. So just pay attention to everything. Just be smart. I remember I did my 3 last album. The first one was Oh Boy. And after that I made On the Toxic Gentleman, and after that I made City Boys. The mindset between those 3 albums, first of all, I just talk about myself sometimes. After that I get inspired by other people's lives, you know, my relative, my friend, my family and stuff like that. But all the time I just talk about experiences. It can be mine or it can be someone else's experiences. I just want to share my experience to the world, and if that can help anybody, that's cool. But yeah, there's nothing much I can say about it. Like all those 3 albums was made at a part of my life or at the moment of my life where all those feelings, like, they need to be expressed this way. So I just not can explain it. You just gotta listen to it. You just gotta vibe with it. So you just gotta feel it. Like I used to say, music is spiritual. So you just gotta feel it, man. It is what it is. Is that a story that I want to tell with that one? Yeah, like I said, I always talk about sometimes my story, sometimes people's story. I just cannot just go deeper. Like, everything is said in my album, so if you want to understand more, you just gotta go and listen to it, you know. It is what it is. I just named the album that way because at this moment of my life, someone who was toxic was calling me toxic. And I had to express myself this way and accept the name that this person gave me as toxic. But was I really toxic? I don't think so. I was toxic to this person? I don't think so. But I think that the toxiest person was the other one. But what you forget in life is that you have action, you have reaction. If you did nothing, why should I act this way? So you pretend to be mad because of what I said, but you are the one who started everything. So that's manipulation. And after that, you just cry like a victim or just playing the victim. That's bullshit. City Boys at this point in my life was like, I just decided to be me, you know, because in my previous album, I was trying to fit in this narrative or in this category. Like, I just want my life to be perfect because I sacrificed so much to be able to be a Canadian citizen today, thank God and everything. But I sacrificed so much to be here. And I was like, man, I just want the perfect life. I just want a perfect girlfriend. Have my daughter and everything. And I was like, I just want everything to align like this. And at a certain time, you forget that you can wish everything that you want, but God is the only person who decides. And at this moment, I can only say that God decided, like, no, this person ain't for you. So you just gotta learn to let it go and just pray for the best and get prepared for the worst because the worst always came. And that was one of my mistakes though, because I was telling myself like, I just struggle so much to be here. Like everything is supposed to be perfect from now. But that was my mistake because I was like, no, like why? But you know, never sleep. You know, the worst can always come. Hope for the best, but always be prepared for the worst. You know, the only thing I can say about it is that sometimes it's I talk about me, but not all the time though. And yeah, sometimes I talk about me, sometimes I don't, because if I gotta live or do everything that I sing, like I will need something like 2 or 3 lives, like a cat. But it's not possible. So sometimes I just watch my friends' stories and everything, and I get inspired by that. Or sometimes I can just watch a movie and see a character who's doing something great, and I'll be like, yeah, I want to talk about this. This is relevant. Yeah, the fact that people can think that everything is about me is not true because it's just not possible. Sometimes, yeah, I definitely talk about myself, but not all the time though, and I don't think it's possible, like I said. So yeah. So advice I can give, first of all, the advice I can give immigrant is that don't rush to get in a relationship as an immigrant, especially if you got your papers in order. Just don't do it. It's not worth it because you would just find someone that would just use you, take from you, and play the victim after. So just really be careful for that. Focus on your studies or focus on your work, focus on your money. Don't get anybody pregnant. And after that, you would decide after 2, 3, or maybe 5 years of relationship, you can be like, yeah, that's the person I want to have kids with. And for the mans out there, man, like, just don't forget how to be a man. Just don't forget how to be a man. And men just gotta learn back how to be masculine. And masculine man needs what? Feminine woman. So we goes together, and yeah. So after that, that's all for this interview. We just made 21 questions, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, it is what it is. I said what I said. Don't take it personal. That's my personal thoughts, and you don't have to agree with me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But after that, thank you one more time for tuning in. Thank you one more time to try to know me better, or try to understand me a little bit more. And yeah, it is what it is. I was happy to make this, and see you on the next chapter.